Hey, what's up guys? It's Ben. I'm bringing you 30 items that have sold on eBay in the last couple weeks. I know it's been a minute since I've done one of these. I've just been super busy and I'm getting ready to leave for New York tomorrow, so I just wanted to put a video out so while I'm in New York, something can still come out, and this is what I decided to do. So this is covering about 3-ish weeks, I think. So this is by no means everything that I've sold. This is just a nice variation of a variety of things that I've sold. So yeah, let's get straight into it. First up, we have this Barbie collector doll. My last video, you seen me get a $100 offer on it, and I said I was going to hold out on that offer. It was a live offer as I was recording the video, but I ended up holding out and getting my full asking price of $125. So I am super happy with that. They left me feedback and everything. They were happy with it, so that was a great pickup. This is the one that I picked up at Ollie's as a retail arbitrage thing. I normally don't post my retail arbitrage on this account, but this one just seemed like it fit this account better, so that's that one. This is the Star Ears. I picked this up with the two Advanced Dungeons and Dragons toys for 50 cents over this past week, or no, over 2 weekends ago at the 127 yard sale. This past weekend I didn't go yard selling because I'm getting ready for New York and stuff, but I bought this 2 weekends ago at the 127 World Longest Yard Sale, 50 cents, and it sold for $44.95, so $5 off my asking price. Not a bad flip at all. This is a figure out of that G.I. Joe lot that I bought a while back, so everything's still selling frequently and just moving the last bit of stuff out of there. This is just an action figure. It was one of the drivers for one of the vehicles. It was actually in the vehicle, so I didn't notice it at first until I sold the vehicle and noticed he was in there. But he sold for full price of $35. This is an Apple TV. I picked this up. This was either from that big electronics haul, or I think I picked one up after that. So I think this might be the one that I picked up after the haul. I think I paid like 20 bucks for it. If this is the one I picked up after the haul, it's the one I paid 20 bucks for, but sold for the full price of $90. Apple products, super easy to sell. This was out of that electronics haul I picked up a ton of stuff at. These were in that little Walking Dead tin that I bought. I think I ended up paying like $5 for the tin. But they were a bunch of little Harry Potter collectible coins, and they each had like a different Harry Potter character stamped on them, and they were from like the first 2 books. So this actually sold for the full price of $50, and it sold pretty soon after I listed it. It was in my pile, and I totally forgot to list it for a while, and I think it sold within a week. So this is a tennis racket. Now, I've talked about them a little bit before. If you want to look for a good tennis racket, the first telltale sign is this little bridge right here that holds the racket together. You can see this is all one piece. If it's split into 2 pieces, like there's a connector piece and it's holding in this little split, it's usually a cheaper racket. This one had the thing, so I looked it up, and it happened to be brand new. It still had the cellophane on the grip and everything. And I picked this up at Goodwill for like $2, I think, and it sold in about 3 days for the full price of $75. So that was a fantastic pickup. Make sure you're looking up your tennis rackets, because they can be very good money. This was another thing out of the G.I. Joe lot. This one actually sat for a while. I had it at like $225, and I lowered it to $200, and then I lowered it one more time to $190, and I ended up taking a best offer of $175 on it. So obviously not exactly what I was hoping for on it, but after everything on that lot, I mean, this is more than I paid for that entire lot by itself, so I'm completely fine with that. It went to a good home, a nice collector. He messaged me beforehand. He actually bought like 2 figures before this bigger purchase, so he was happy with it. I'm happy with it. It's all good. Pure profit. Look out for your 1980s G.I. Joes. So these are those Lilly Pulitzer Luxletic leggings that I found at Goodwill. I think I paid like $4 for them. And I said I'd never sold the Luxletic ones before, but I looked them up at the comps you guys saw in that video, and they looked good. They took about 2 weeks to sell, I'd say, and for the full price of $50, you can't beat it. So this is definitely a brand to look out for. Lilly Pulitzer Luxletic. Super good brands. They're sold more than like the Lululemon, so definitely look out for these. So this is a nice like little staple piece, bread and butter item. I find these all the time. People look over them and they are easy money. These are just a basic track jacket. This one, it does have a little trefoil logo, which is the more desirable one over the bar logo. And it has the 3 stripes down the sleeves. Now the 3 stripes are what people like to look for because it's like iconic Adidas. So if you see like a zip up track jacket, nothing too special about it, but it has the 3 stripes. I mean, I list them all at $30, and this one paid the $30, but anything over 25, I'm super happy with, and I can usually pick them up for like $2 to $5. So if you want to start getting into clothing and you're not sure where to start, this is a nice staple piece. This kind, and then also the Nike ones with like a nice colorway, easy to find. I find them a lot, but this is definitely a little staple piece that people overlook a lot. So this one's interesting. I kept this in my personal collection for probably about a year, and I just couldn't find a place to display it, but I thought it was super neat. I bought it from a school that was closing down. I actually bought 2 of them, and I sold one to a friend, and then I kept the other one. But it's like a human reproductive fetus kit, and all of these fetuses are like rubber, silicone, and it had like a sealed tape and stuff with it, and they were just super cool and interesting and weird. So if you find the super cool and interesting and weird, it should sell, because it might be a little harder to sell. It might be a niche sale, but that one person who's looking for it is gonna love it. So I knew this would sell great, and I knew it was something weird, and I had to pick them up. I ended up paying $10 a piece for the 2 cases, so I paid $20 total. Like I said, I sold the one to my friends, and this one I kept for myself. And it sold for the full price of $200. I had it listed at $300 for a while, and I had some people message me like, "Hey, would you take this? Would you take this?" And then the lady was like, "Hey, I'll give you $200 today. I can pay right now." I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'm fine with it. You're fine with it." And she said she was a teacher, and if you guys know, I have my teaching licensure, so if I can help a teacher out, because they aren't paid the best at all, and they had to buy a lot of their own materials themselves, so I was super fine with helping her out. So went to a good home, and I'm happy with it. But this was just super cool. I wish I would have had a place to display it in my house. These are those Rock Revival men's jeans you saw me pick up in a yard sale video. I think I paid $5 for them, and they sold for the full price of $60. And the guy actually messaged me, said, "Hey, these they don't actually fit in. I want to return them." And then so I approved the return. Everything went fine, but he never ended up returning them. So now the 30 days is almost passed, I think. Yeah, it's almost passed now. So his return window is getting closer and closer. And if he doesn't return them in those 30 days, then it's profit. But these are a great brand to look out for, Rock Revival. If you can ever find them anywhere under like $10, it's a safe bet. There's some more desirable ones that go for like $60, but all of them will go over $40. This was the time capsule. This one took me a little bit to test because I had to order a wire for it, make sure there wasn't a password on it, and I had to link it up to Apple laptop, stuff like that. So this one sat in my pile for a while because I couldn't test it. But I listed it, ended up selling within like 2 days of me listing it for the full price of $105. Super easy to sell Apple products, like I said. And the reason I included this one was because it is one of the airports, the Apple airports, and these typically are like the least desirable of the Apple products because they get outdated super fast. But this one happened to be like a 2 terabyte newer model, so it's still like current, so people will buy and pay that price. But a lot of the older airports and stuff, I mean, they're worth like $10. So you gotta watch out for what you're buying. But this one specifically, the time capsule was a really good buy. This one's so I listed this at the beginning of last winter. It sat for all winter, all the way into summer, and now that we're getting ready to head into fall, it finally sold. So this has been listed for 8-9 months now. So this one took a while to sell, but it's Vince. Vince is a great brand to look out for. This one took a little longer because it's a crop jacket, and it's a style that people have to look for and stuff. But remember this brand. Pretty much everything over Vince, like even like a basic tee sells for like $20, but anything Vince is going to sell. This one sold for a best offer of $100 flat. Like I said, it sat a while and it's not like in season yet, so I'm completely fine with getting out of my inventory, taking the money, and getting ready to reinvest. But remember Vince, and if it's leather, it's going to sell really well. So This is that Sonos I picked up. If you guys seen in that video, I talked to the guy who owns the store. What he does is he goes in and cleans out people's estates and houses for them after like moving out and they don't want to do it themselves. He goes in, they pay him to clean the house, and he can keep anything that's in the house. So it's a win-win for him. But he was having a yard sale. There's a few other resellers there. They picked out all the video games and some of the toys and stuff. But this was left behind by the time I got there. I ended up paying up for it. I paid $75 for it, but I ended up getting a cord for it and testing it out, and it sold for the full price of $240 like 3 days after I listed it. So super happy with that sale, and I made a new contact. Don't be afraid to tell people that you're a reseller if they seem like they're just trying to get rid of their stuff, because that is a fantastic way to get sources and private sales, because I already went back and talked to him and we have some deals in the works. So he was a great opportunity right there, and that's why I don't mind telling people I'm a reseller. Okay, so this is a trigger for the top of your hot shoe on your camera. Normally it has a wire that goes down and plugs into your DSLR, so when you can take like a remote shot with it. Didn't have the wire, didn't have the remote, it was just the hot shoe piece. And I made sure the buyers knew that I listed that in the description, saying it was just the hot shoe piece. I was asking $60 on it. It sat for, I listed this one pretty fast after that electronics lot, so it sat for like, a month or so. And I wasn't getting any bids on it or whatever, and I finally got a bid for $45, so it's like, it's not great bid, but hey, for a little piece that was like this big and it was like $2 to ship, I just took the offer, because don't be greedy. Take it when it's there. This is that phone I picked up in another video. Like I was telling you guys, conference call phones can sometimes be worth money. This one happened to be. It was a 4-line conference call phone, in pretty good condition. There's the model right there if you guys want to look it up, KXTG 4500. I look up all conference phones because, they sell well. I sat on this for 3 weeks or so, and it sold for the full price of $60, and I bought it for $2 at a yard sale. This is that drop cam. So both of these actually sold. I picked up 2 of them for $15 a piece at the same weekend that I picked up that Sonos. Different sale, same weekend. But I picked up 2 of the drop cams for $15 a piece. Both of them sold for full price of $65, and they sat for about a week by the time both of them sold. So that was a great investment. I was a little iffy on it because some of the models are like less valuable, but this was one of the ones that was. There wasn't a ton sold, but it ended up selling really fast, so I'm really happy with that purchase. I picked these up a while ago. This has been 2.5-ish months, I'd say. When I picked these up, I think I paid like $10 for the 3 of them. I had them listed really high because I basically looked up each individual one, combined the prices, and then listed it for that prices. I knew I was going to take a best offer on it, but I ended up taking a best offer of $95 on it. I think it was 95. It was either 95 or 90. $95 or $90 on it for the 3 board games. They were complete, really nice wood-looking ones, so that's why I picked them up initially, because they looked really nice, and I figured they were more rare. But yeah, I was really happy with what we ended up getting out of them. So if you see these wooden Monopoly bookshelf-looking books for the games, I don't know how to describe them. How to describe them here? Bookshelf collector's edition games. Pick them up. They're worth good money. Okay, so I picked this jacket up like a year and a half ago. So this one's been sitting a while, and I just wanted to show you guys that if you buy stuff and it's not a huge name brand, you're buying it for the looks, you might sit on it for a while. I sat on this, sat on it, had it listed for $40. I kind of forgot about it, and I ended up taking a best offer of $30 on it, but like I said, I sat on it for like a year and a half, so not my greatest buy at all. I'd probably skip it if I saw it again. I just thought with the koi fish right there, it says G-Unit on it, I thought somebody might like it, so it took a while to sell. Not my best investment. I think I probably paid like $5 for it or something at a thrift store. I know I got it at Salvation Army, but yeah. So I do sit on some clothing for quite a while. Don't think that everything I buy is a super fast seller. Most of the stuff is, because that's what I like to do, is flip things fast. However, some clothing and some stuff that is more niche does sit a while, so that's why I included that one in this video. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw this on my store or on my posts. I picked these up at a church sale, at a church bag sale. Actually, it was the second day, and I paid $7 for all of them together because I could fit them in a brown paper bag, and they ended up sitting for about 3-4 months. So I sat on them a while. They did take up some space, but the profit was there. Manga sells. If you don't know what manga is, it's like Japanese cartoons that are like realistic. That it's anime but in book form. Anyways, I took a best offer of $180 on them and shipped them out like 4 days ago or something like that. They already left me feedback. Shipped medium mail, so it only cost me like $7 to ship, which is great for books. If you're not using medium mail, use it because it's a lifesaver. I think this weighed like 25 pounds or something like that. It was crazy. Maybe not 25, maybe it was like 20 pounds. But still a big weight. It probably would have cost me a lot more if I would have shipped it not medium mail. But look out for manga. Some manga, like special edition ones in just like the single book form, I've sold some of those for like $50-$60 for a single book. This just happened to be the whole series, so that's why this one sold. So $180, good score right there. This is a pair of Lululemons. I said it earlier in the video. Lululemon is a great brand to look out for. I pick them up all the time. The only thing I don't really deal with is like the bras and stuff because I don't know what I'm doing with those. Even though if I did want to learn something, that would be a great thing to learn because they're super small and you can pack them down and they don't take up space. They're super light to ship. Bras would be a great thing to get into if you have that knowledge. So there's a little tip for you guys. But Lululemon, great brand to look for. These leggings sold in about a week and they sold for the full price of $35. This is that Momo shift knob. I picked this up at a yard sale. I paid $5 for this in a video game. And I was telling you guys, Momo's a racing brand. If you guys don't know it, and you see like the steering wheels or the shift knobs or like the racing seat belts with like the 4-point harness, all of that stuff's going to sell really well. I've sold another shift knob before, but it was brand new. This one was slightly used. I was asking $50 on it. Got a best offer of $40, so this sat for about 2 weeks, right around there, and it sold for $40. So like $2.50 into 40. I will take that all day. Look out for Momo. Momo is a great brand. I picked these up in my last yard sale video before the 127 sale, and it's the complete Harry Potter set. This is a mixed lot of the hard covers and the soft covers. So Harry Potter stuff individually does not sell that well, but as a set, it sells super fast. These were listed for like 3 days and they sold for the full price of $40. So a mixed lot is going to sell for like $40. A full soft lot will sell for about $35, and a full hardcover lot, which is what you want to try to do if you can piece together a hardcover lot, it sells for about $55 to $60, depending on the condition of the books. But pick up your Harry Potter stuff because they ship medium mail. Again, saves you on the weight, and it's a super quick sale, and these were like one of the most printed books of the modern day, so they're all over the place. This is definitely a bolo if you're not picking them up. Here's that Evil Paintball jersey. I told you guys when I picked it up, I didn't know what it was worth. I've never sold Evil Paintball jerseys before. I've sold other ones, but Evil was a big brand back when I was in high school because I used to play paintball for a little bit, and I knew the brands, so I figured it would sell well. I didn't even bother looking up comps because it was only like $3 on sale day. But I knew it was worth at least $20. Ended up selling it for the full price of $35 in about a week. So this was a fantastic pickup. Look out for paintball jerseys. The ones that have like pads on them will sell better. These ones have like the light pads, but I'm talking there's like ones with like hard elbow pads in them. Those actually go for some pretty good money, and there's like ones with like back plates in them. Those are like $50-$60. But yeah, paintball stuff definitely will sell. This is Mario Kart Double Dash. I picked this up over the weekend. I only went to like 2 garage sales, and that's because they were on my way to my errands. And I actually picked up a pretty big video game lot, though, which was super cool because I was there like an hour after it started. And I picked up like a GameCube, a PS2 Slim, a PS2 Fat, and a bunch of games, and this was one of the games in it. I paid $30 for the whole lot, and this game sold in about an hour at $40. This is a fantastic one to look out for. Any Mario Kart is. This is that electronic microscope from that electronics lot. I wasn't sure what it was worth, but I thought it was cool, and I figured somebody would want it. After I looked it up, it was less valuable than I was thinking. I was hoping it was going to be worth like 50, 60 bucks, but ended up being worth 30. They paid the full $30, so I'm super happy with that. Again, at the end of the day on that lot, I'm way, way, way in the profit, over $1,000 in. Oh, that's weird. I thought I had these pictures reversed and it still sold. This is that eye clicker 2 I picked up at the 127 sale. I picked it up. I always pick them up. I've probably sold like 30 of these things. I find them all the time because I live right near University of Cincinnati, and I've done campaigns to where at the beginning of school years and the end of school years, I have people. I put out like Craigslist posts and Facebook posts, and I ask people for their used books and school supplies, where I get like graphing calculators, textbooks, these eye clickers. Teachers use them in class. So I've picked these up a bunch from private sales and stuff all the time. That's another little tip, I guess. If you guys aren't putting out ads on Facebook saying like, hey, I buy video games, or hey, I buy school supplies, or your graphing calculators, your textbooks and stuff, and people just want to get rid of them usually, and you can get some good deals on them. So eye clickers are definitely something to look out to if you're around college towns. I paid $2, maybe $3 at the 127 sale for it. Sold overnight for $25. But great thing to look out for right here. This is a Wrangler Western shirt. I sold the Jack Daniels one, like, I think in the last video I had it up there. This one said Ford on it and the Wrangler spell out down the sleeve. And overall, it has this big spell outs. I'll buy it as long as it's like a good brand. I don't buy like Sean John and stuff like that, but if it has a big spell out on it, it's usually worth something. And these Western shirts definitely sell very well. This one sold for the full price. Or no, this was a best offer one. I took a best offer on this one with $25 and sold pretty fast, about a week. Okay, so this is another one of those Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I only have one of the 3 left that I picked up. Again, I paid 50 cents for this guy, and this is the Warduke Evil figure. Sold for the full price of $35. Sold in about 3 days. But vintage Dungeons and Dragons stuff sells super well. If you watch my last videos, I said it, but there's a strategy guide. Someone in the comments in the last video pointed out the exact one. It's like the chainmail guide. I know it when I see it. The name's escaping me. But some advanced Dungeons and Dragons guides and stuff sell super, 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 super well. Like that one's like $600 to $1,000. And these little figures, they're from the 80s. Sold for a full price of $35, easy. I finally got around to listing the Shure microphones and the distribution center that I picked up at the thrift store. I paid $50 for the 6 receivers and the power supply and the distributor. So $50 total. I sold 2 of the receivers here. These were the Shure SLX4J3. J3 is like the signal type, and it sold overnight for best offer $125 a piece. He bought 2 of them, so I gave him a little discount, $10. So $250 for 2 of the units. That puts me $200 in the profit already. So that was a fantastic buy. Look out for Shure microphone stuff. Music stuff in general typically sells well, but Shure is a fantastic brand to look out for. Make sure you're looking out for it. And that's going to wrap things up. I hope you guys found this video educational, and I hope you learned something from it. As always, please leave a comment if you learned something that you didn't know before, or you have a comment on something that I bought and that you want to see in a video, or if you have a suggestion, just anything for me. I would love to hear it. Please hit the thumbs up button if you found this video useful. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. I'm probably going to try and do a thrift trip in New York for a day while Felicia's at work, but we'll see. Either way, I'll see you next time. Till next time. Peace.